Hello everybody, this is DeanoGTO, and today we're looking at the Leopard PTA. So the Leopard PTA is pretty much just a Leopard, but down-tiered. And I think it has 1 degree worse gun depression, and it also has, well, less health, but a worse rate of fire. And I think it's actually very similar in terms of like aim and stats and stuff, but yeah. It does have the Leopard's speed and general like mobility and stuff like that there, but just doesn't have the complete flexibility, because I believe the Leopard has 9 degrees of gun depression, not 8. So yeah. So this thing here is a pretty universally disliked vehicle as far as I can tell. A lot of people dislike it because the stock grind is horrendous. Like this is on par with a Conqueror stock grind, because the Conqueror stock grind is awful. This thing is on that tier. Not on the tier of like the M46, but it's on the tier of the Conqueror. Let's see, the STRV-103B got shot into me there, and so did the artillery. The artillery managed to kind of graze my tank a bit there, and also stun me for a little second there, but I used my medkit in order to get rid of that there, because it would have been annoying. So let's see, I'm kind of like trying to predict like what the T-34-2 is going to do, and I was 100% right, because I figured like T-34-2 is probably going to try and basically guard the back of the STRV. Predicted exactly what he was going to do and nailed him. So, WT-120 and the Scorpion G to my front. Scorpion G is not spotted at this moment, so I'm going to try and think like what the best thing to do here. See the WT-120 snapshot off into his front armor, 373 damage. He's now 1 shot from me, and at this point in time, I actually forgotten already the Scorpion was up there. And you're going to see I'm going to get punished here for it in a wee second. There he is. I see him, and pretty much 440 alpha to my face. So 817 health remaining. So that's not great, because the Leo kind of lives or dies by its HP. It doesn't have any armor to bounce anything. You'll get the occasional random complete RNG bounce, but otherwise, like, this thing will not bounce anything. Like, this thing will not bounce anything 99% of the time. And there's an STRV-103B. Deliberately loaded high explosive round because, well, those things have like, what is it, like 14 armor. And then he kind of like shows me his complete side, and I clip his tracks. That's so annoying. Like 130 damage instead of doing potentially nearly 500. But yeah, he's looking this way. Not going to touch that shit with a 10-foot pole. And the Udez actually pops up from behind us there. He sticks a shot into the WZ, I believe, and he actually looked like he went out of siege mode there for a second, but then went back in. Sticks a shot into him. I don't know what with my luck and setting fires, but I set a fire. And the STRV-103B is still there. He's kind of still ignoring us because, well, he can't look away from all the tanks in front of him. And yeah, I'm just gonna kill this guy off here because I may as well. Extra 160 damage and my second kill. So, Scorpion G is over to my right now. T-54 to my front. What am I going to do here? So, my best option here, honestly, is I'm going to try a snapshot here because I saw a silhouette for like a second. Clip the mount in front of him, unfortunately, which meant no damage from that shot. T-54 is to my left, but I think I glanced at his health bar when I saw him last, and knew he was probably stock. But I spotted him again there now, and I'm able to confirm, yes, he is stock. He is 1,550 health instead of 1,650. See, with tanks like T-54, upgrading the turret as soon as possible is probably your best bet, because then people are more likely to assume you are fully upgraded, and will give you a lot more respect. Whereas the T-54 stock, a lot of people will just kind of go T-54 stock and just like rack it, as well as we just did there. But T-54 stock is not one of the worst tier 9 stock. Like Leo PTA and Conqueror are probably some of the worst stock tier 9s in the game. M46 is on its own level in regards to that there. But yeah. While I'm just driving over here, I'm just going to take a quick second just to like point out something. So I'm on 4 kills, and I've done 3,553 damage, but all the damage is not relevant at this point. But my current medium tank mission, I actually remember glancing at this here when I was looking at what tanks were remaining in the enemy team by holding tab. It says destroy at least 6 enemy vehicles of 3 different types. And I'm just looking at it, just going, I'm in a really good position to do this, because there's still 6 tanks remaining on the enemy team. All I need to do is kill about 30% of them. Actually, wait, is that right? 6 out of 100, yeah, I think. I don't know if that's 100% right. No, I can't maths right now. Let's see. So T124 is over to my front. Go try and look for a shot on him. And by the way, back when I was looking over towards that T49, I was doing like a little circular motion trying to look for, oh shit, go to T50, go to T50, do it. And yeah, complete snapshot, held down the left mouse button, aimed in his general direction. Ooh, that was very nearly the end of my game right there. Like, I was actually looking at this point, like looking at the mission going, I could do this in this game, that'd be awesome. And yeah, that STR, what's it called? That's going to skirt the shit out of me. Like in this game, like I was not expecting them to poke out there. I was expecting them to be maybe like poke out like from like T9 or something. I was not expecting them to poke out from that direction because we did have a T4 from that general direction. So I would have thought he would have spotted them, but I guess not. So Centurion Action X is easily going to be taken care of, considering there's about 4 tanks swarming him. Swarming him. So I'm going to make my way over towards T49. I have killed two tank types in this particular battle. I've killed medium tanks and I've killed tank destroyers. I have not killed a heavy tank, light tank, or SPG. Well, no, I have killed tank destroyers, sorry. But yeah, this last kill I need, will I get? Able to finish him off there. Nailed the 6 kills. 3 different tank types. Killed a medium, killed tank destroyers, and killed the light tank there at the very, very end. So, got really, really lucky there with that there. Last kill, because the T49, if he had been looking my way, that would have been me dead, because there was no chance in hell that either the 90mm or the 152mm would have not pinned or just like done enough damage to kill me. So yeah. So Leo PTA, it's pretty underrated. It's not the best tier 9 by any stretch of the imagination, but I do think it looks cool. I do think it's a really cool looking vehicle. Like I think frontally, it's probably one of the coolest looking vehicles, because it's just like the shape of this tank just looks cool to me. Like I just like how it's like low profile, like, and looks like really like modern looking by like most other tank standards. But yeah, let's go on to the post game stats here now, because I can't really think of anything else I really need to go over that I couldn't go over at the very end. So let's go on to that now. Okay, so we are back with the results. So this was with an ace tanker. As you can see, that was my very, very, very first ace tanker in this vehicle. Up until this point, I only ever managed first class masteries. Top Gun and Brothers in Arms, because I did just after I paused that gameplay, I did platoon with the STRV, which got me the Brothers in Arms there at the very, very end. So, and as you can see, the rapid fire mission medium tank 6 was completed, both primary and secondary qualifications. And actually, or specifications or conditions, whatever. I should actually make a quick video some point, like explain like how the new personal missions are going to work, like since when they're updated, and like although actually me doing that there we can imply that I understand how it's going to work. I'm still not 100% clear on how the hell that's going to work from next patch on, because it seems very, very weirdly worded, and I don't understand what orders are yet. Like I know how to, I kind of understand them, but yeah, I need to read more into it. It's kind of confusing, although I haven't really read it too well yet. So let's go on to the team scores. Let's see. Okay, so we can tap the team, 4,239 damage, 6 kills, as you know, and that was a 1,200 base XP game. So that was actually a really low ace tanker for a tier 9. From experience, things like the E75, I think the first time I aced the E75, it was probably 1,300, 1,400 XP. When it came to the Conqueror, I think my first ace tanker was over 1,400 base XP. So 1,200 for an ace is actually pretty low, and I think for my first M46 ace was nearly 1,500. So yeah, this tank clearly doesn't perform too well too often. And actually looking at the enemy team there, that Skoda that I snapshot killed was the best player on the enemy team there according to damage and stuff. And actually looking at our team there, second highest damage was the 103B, and second highest damage overall in the game was the Skoda T50. And let's see, and actually second and third in my team was the T20 prototype, which is actually really surprising. Those things seem to do a lot better than they used to since the speed buff they got. And T54 doing what T54 does, you know. So let's see, and actually I'm just looking there. There's a guy called Zarny 605, and it's FE4202. Don't know what that gold thing is next to his name. Is that one of those things for like the ranked battles or something? I don't know. Let me know if you know what that is. I have no clue. So let's go on to the detailed report. So I fired 17 shots in that game, 13 direct hits, 13 penetrations, no assistance damage, nothing else of note because I didn't bounce anything, and I received one shot as a result of one shot of damage that was splash damage. So actually I'm just looking here. So tier 9s for you. Even though it was a pretty damn solid game because I was very low HP and I used a lot of shots, I actually lost 1500 credits on that game. So tier 9s are not cheap to play. They really are not. Okay, so final thoughts. The Leo is a decent vehicle. There's nothing really awful about it. Its speed kind of covers for its lack of armor, but the main weakness of this vehicle is that it's just outclassed by its competitors. I mean, you have things like the Centurion 7, which has 10 degrees of gun depression, exactly the same gun, better gun handling and stuff. And then you have things like T-54, which is arguably just quick. The top speed doesn't really make that much of a difference on a lot of the maps in the game right now. But T-54 has armor, has a more rapid firing gun, is arguably more consistent because you can get closer range with that tank, whereas longer range is kind of required with the Leo PTA. Let's see, any other tanks? M46, the M46, as an example, is a really good vehicle to compare this thing to because the M46 has a way better rate of fire, has a way lower pen, but the M46 has a way stronger turret, and even though the hull sucks on the M46, the turret is good enough to make up for that because you can just stay hull down most of the time. The Leo PTA really can't do that there because one, doesn't have the gun depression, two, the turret still sucks. So yeah, and I guess the Leo PTA is a little more unique now since the 30 prototype has now been changed up a little bit to be a little different from the Leopard. But I wonder if there's going to be some changes to the Leopard coming in the future, or Leopard line coming in the future. Who knows? Because I feel like the Indian Panther is kind of out of place in that line, considering how big and massive it is. It's about as big as a Panther 2, and then everything else is a lot lower profile, a lot sleeker and stuff. I mean, you go from something really quick like the VK3002D to something really slow like the Indian Panzer, which just to me felt really slow, to the Leo PTA, which is really quick again, to the Leopard 1, which is even quicker. So, yeah, logic of that progression doesn't seem to make much sense to me. It makes more sense to probably go through the light tank line than it does to go through the medium tank line from this perspective. So, yeah. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of the Leopard PTA. I'm not sure if I'm misjudging like this thing's like reputation in the community because I feel like a lot of people dislike this vehicle intensely, but a lot of people do use it at the same time to farm 1.8 and stuff like that there because like it's just a vehicle that's typically played really poorly. So yeah, let me know in the comment section below what you think, and yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.